All right. Well, this is meant to be one of my first YouTube long-term videos where I talk about the state of developing co-workation and the community around it. I think I'll keep it quite authentic and non-scripted in a sense, even though I have a rough draft of what I would like to say in my head. But it's meant to be an emotional valve as well for me. I hope I said this right. To share how it feels to build this community, and it's it's interesting. I came up with the idea for Coworkation.Club about 2 years ago when I built applications by myself in my room. I was traveling still quite a bit, but I was mainly working by myself, which is tiring for me in the long term. And I wanted to have people around. And since I was traveling already, I was like, man, why not just combining both worlds and turning this into something that could actually help people. Even though this part came later. Um, but yeah, it's a 2-year-old idea that I've been building um, on, I guess, 2 years from now, or from then. 2 years ago, I started with it, and I have learned quite a bit, and I want to share this on this journey. So on videos like these. So yeah, what's the current state of Coworkation.Club? The app is built. The app is ready to receive people, to combine journeys, to match them, to bring people together. And this took me quite a while. I've been building this app for a year, I think, on and off. It's a long journey from like knowing what you want to build, which features, what is the core idea of it, why is there even a need for an application, and then on the other hand also building it and realizing what you came up with as an idea. And yeah, it was a stage process, I guess, where you go from one idea to the other, and then you realize it. And then I actually built it to a level where I thought, man, this could actually receive users. And that was around, I think, April, May, where I was really proud of what I've built, and I said, man, I'm gonna go live now. I'm gonna actually do this. And I decided to rent the first house in Osgore and start the trip to put pressure on myself. I took almost 4,000 euros into my hand and booked the Airbnb and said it cannot be too hard to get people signing up for this. I'm just looking for 10 people, so how hard can it be? Turns out it's quite fucking hard, actually, to first convince people of the idea that you have. Even though that works quite well, I think the feedback that I get is quite encouraging, and people like the idea, and they're sort of keen to join, but then their circumstances prevent them to immediately join the first trip, for example, or get engaged in the journey. I hoped some more friends would hop on, but circumstances don't allow that either. But it's all right, because you kind of got to deal with the real world. And it's very encouraging if people that you don't know catch on to the idea and actually want to be part of it. And even though it grows slowly, it does grow. And yeah, how many signups do we have so far to the application? I think authentic ones, 0. Friends joined it. And how many signups do we have to the journey, to the trip to Osgore? Also 0. Thinking about this and knowing that the trip is about 6 to 7 weeks away is a bit discouraging. I'm being quite honest. But on the other hand, that's why I share these learnings on these videos. It's just, I guess, a very normal journey, and things take time. I've put pressure on myself through booking the Airbnb and sort of taking a risk of potentially losing these 4K and now not losing that money, not wanting to lose the money, is one pressure that makes me do most of the things that I do right now. But on the other hand, I'm obviously trying to build this community in a long-term thing. So I'm like, well, this was the risk that I had to take to get myself moving and post more content, build more stuff, reach out to more people, have connections, then I think that's all right. And it's a long-term thing. It's connected to my heart's mission of trying to help people to find their purpose in life and be able to live it out. I think that's why I'm driven by this, and that's why taking money into my hands and investing without the guarantee of getting it back is a step that I think is necessary to take, and so I'm all right doing this. Yeah, it's a lot of learnings that come with it. Something that I realize now is I gotta build my own brand. Gotta build my own brand around my personality and my not necessarily about me and my personality. I'm not too much of a fan of this, but around the idea that I have and the vision, because I think people see themselves in a story like this and they can connect and be encouraged. And this is the main idea behind videos like this, to be an encourager and to drive people to actually go for their idea as well. And so, yeah, I think this is one of the first learnings I can share. Building your own brand and just sharing your story is not necessarily narcissistic, but rather necessary to, if you want your voice to be heard, connected to the positive impact you want to have on people and the world, I guess you just have to do it. And it's a learning process that starts at some point and continues through the, I reckon, years of learnings, throwbacks, stuff you have to just accept, and maybe also a lot of failures, but very normal. Everybody will tell you that, and I haven't had major failures so far. I think they will come for sure, but that's why I want the community. And I think this is another big learning that I see. Like I said, I don't feel too encouraged right now because I'm lacking the community around myself. And that's why I want to build Coworkation.Club as a community where people connect and they realize, hey, there's so many other people trying to build something. I see this. They struggle with the same emotions, and we could lift each other up in that sense. I just spent the week and with a friend of mine. She is building a yoga retreat center in Australia, and it's really cool that people know what you feel like when you're trying to learn how to speak in front of the camera, or when you try to figure out what content to post, what your brand is about, and you have no idea how to do it, so you got to ask other people. And that's another big learning, that I am actually responding to my own needs right now by building this app. That's why I believe in it. Not just the app, more the community around it. The app is just a tool to learn from other people, to mainly be encouraged on an emotional level, and I think that's a good thing. I'm proud of myself that I kind of saw that need before I actually needed it, and obviously this is going to serve a lot of other people. So this is the second learning, and the third, I guess, is under all the pressure, it is a virtue to stay patient. Because impatience will drive you nuts and make you aggressive and make you blame other people for your failure. And I think this is something that really is an interesting part to the whole entrepreneurial journey, or anyone who starts to move things bigger than oneself and guiding oneself through life, but trying to bring people in and invest and change stuff, which should, I feel, be a more normal thing than it is now in a corporate world, where people seek security and not make the moves that would give their lives an actual purpose. But yeah, being patient with oneself in the learnings that we have, and not wanting to gain everything in the first try, win all the battles that you fight in this. Helicopter flying over, but the mic, I guess, should filter it out. being patient with oneself and the idea. It needs to catch on people, and you just gotta find creative ways to do it. It's not helpful if you compare yourself to other people. It's always an inspiration, but you gotta find your own rhythm, I guess, your own methods, because it's your life that you build your brand around, and then other people will catch on. That's for sure. I'm very positive. I try to stay optimistic on that one, and yeah. So that's a little update from the co-workation front, and I'm actually looking forward to really meet people like you, like whoever is watching this thing right now. I am really keen to build a community. This is what my heart is for, and yeah, I hope this will catch on very soon, and yeah, that's pretty much it to the update in August 2025. Yep.